In this video, we are going through kind of our funding trading challenge. What have we done so far? Where are we sitting at on P&L? Because this week we haven't, I don't think, uploaded any videos on the trade recaps, just because I've not been at my normal setup, not been home, so I haven't been able to kind of do the daily recaps. So we got built in, as you can see over here on the Earn to Trade platform. It automatically imports all your trade over to the journal. So we can go through this, go through the trades we took, and see where we're currently sitting. So obviously this is last month, we made $190 last month. Where are we sitting at this month? Down $162. So basically overall on the P&L, we're only up about $30. And the reason for that is, again, we're adjusting to kind of using a different platform and yeah, kind of just getting used to the challenge in general. Because again, we got to trade it a bit differently just to do down to kind of a couple parameters. Obviously, I'm focusing more on trading yen, and the reason for that is you can, well, if you make more than $900 in a day, it kind of punishes you. So I'm kind of having to adjust how I'm trading different things. And obviously you've got the max daily drawdown, which again means you have to be a bit more kind of sometimes on like things I know are going to work. You kind of have to just cut out just because you're coming near down to that max daily drawdown. And again, it's just all about kind of staying within the rules. It's just part of the adjustment period. So even though I know some of these trading strategies work out, we kind of got to take a loss on them just to stay within the parameters. So it's all about how can we improve these going forward to stay within the parameters and not having to take losses on potentially winning trades. So this week, well, today actually we haven't got a trade. There was meant to be a trade on Flash PMI. It provided the trading opportunity. I just didn't really catch it in time. It was only a small fade, usually about 30 to 40 ticks on the S&P. Did the move, just didn't really catch it. It moved quite quick. Didn't want to kind of force the trade going in later. But what happened for the rest of this week? So we had 3 winning trades or 1 losing trade. So this week we did actually make pretty good money. So on the Monday, I don't know if we can actually see what this trade was on. I don't think we can, okay. But what this was anyway was the UK GDP. Again, a quick fade. Nothing too much about it. We did post it on the Discord if you wanted to catch it, and that's basically all we traded. Pretty good entry, good exit. Trade as it is, but it's not a massive move, and again, that's why we didn't make too much money on it. Could have hit another contract. We only hit one for some reason, and that's about it. Now, Tuesday, this one was quite annoying. The reason I say that is you would have seen the trade plan. The trade plan worked out exactly as expected. You can see, obviously, we did make money on it. We did make quite good money on it. Now, this was CPI. CPI probably, don't want to say the easiest trade of the month, but definitely our biggest trade. It tends to be quite successful, and we can tend to make quite good money on it, literally within about 20 seconds or so. So we were meant to hit it with 2 contracts. I think when I sent the order out, again, wasn't at home. I took this. I think I was down in Portsmouth or something for the day. Literally had to pull out the laptop for about a minute just to take this trade. So again, it was kind of not in the best environment to take it, so I kind of just forgot to take that second contract. So we hit that, made some money, and then you can see our max drawdown on the day was actually $53. Now, this wasn't on the actual trade we took. We got in on the yen, trade CPI, just played direction. I think it was a long one. Just played direction, got out within about 30 seconds or so. Now, we did try to re-enter on the ES, because, again, direction normally continues. So we tried to catch on that. Don't know why now this is gone. But yeah, we basically tried to catch direction on that, but it wasn't really playing out, so we kind of cut that out. So even though we made 470 on the trade, on the CPI trade, on the re-entry, we lost to $54. So again, we only made 420 on that day, but again, not too bad. Coming into Wednesday, an annoying loss. Again, this is actually what happened on, I think it was the last Wednesday. I don't know actually what Wednesday it was. I thought it was that Wednesday, but I guess not. So this was the crude oil fade. Again, when you're trading this on my own account, it hasn't failed so far. Reason for that is I can kind of get in a contract if it goes, a big fade. I get in with 1 more contract, but we hit 2 contracts off this relatively quickly because it looked like it was hesitating for a bit, so it looked like it was going to be quite a quick fade. Ended up putting down that bit further before doing the fade. So the trade worked out, but you can see our max daily drawdown, it hit 850. We were in with 2 contracts, did create a bit of, okay, we need to kind of manage risk, cut out 1 contract, and then the fade basically worked. We basically kind of cut out one contract right at the bottom, which again, annoying that it happened. Should have been about a $600-700 winner, but I guess it's just part of the trading, staying within the parameters. It wasn't ideal, but it's really just part of the trade. So not much we could really do on that. Again, it's just how can we kind of adjust this trade going forward, especially on these fades. It's very hard to catch the bottom or the top. You kind of just have to hit him when it's quite extended. Looks like it's going to reverse, but again, sometimes it may go get you a bit further. It's knowing that the trade will work out, but it's how much risk can you take on to even make the trade worth it. So again, we kind of had to cut out, but it's in future, maybe we hit him with one, and unless it falls maybe another 20-30 ticks, then we can hit him with one more. But again, that was quite an annoying loss. Shouldn't have really happened. Was a trade that worked out, and again, it's just annoying that it worked out like that. And then obviously Thursday, basically our favourite trade of the week, Crude, the natural gas, worked every week we've traded it so far. Obviously we've only been on the challenge for 3 weeks. These have been winning trades every week. And again, this is something I'm paying attention to, because obviously we'll go through the trades, we'll start seeing which one loses. We can start saying, okay, Friday may not be our trading day. Again, we actually missed one today, but if that was a good trade, or if that was a bad trade, again, it would have just been something maybe we set out to trade on Friday. But it's becoming very clear natural gas is kind of one of our easiest trades to take. We are making money on it every week. And it will be one of those things, especially kind of going into the next few weeks, where I don't think there's really massive news releases. We might not have massive moves off these moves, because again, liquidity will be a bit lower. We're going to have natural gas every week to focus on. So even if so, we can really just start making money on this. I mean, off this alone, we would be up $600, which again isn't the challenge completed, but that's hitting it really with just one contract each time. We could double the size. Even here, our max drawdown would have been $600. So again, well within the parameters. And if we doubled that up, we could have been $1,200, which when you're looking at that then is actually quite a big way of the goal. So it will be one of those things. I think natural gas from now on, we're going to hit with 2 contracts every week, just because, again, it's kind of a lot more, but it seems to be very accurate. Traded it way before we did the challenge. Works near enough every week, or has worked every week so far. Really good trade. It's just kind of when you get in, and again, it's just that max daily drawdown, which is a big kind of worry. It's in case we don't catch it near enough at that bottom, because again, $1 is, one tick is $10. So if you're hitting in with 2 contracts, every 5 ticks is going to be $100. So that's what makes this quite risky. We're kind of hitting in with 2 contracts, so it's really going to be just watching it, and yeah, just trying to catch that as low as we can. Maybe hit with 1 contract, and again, do the same thing I'm looking to do with crude oil going forward. And it's, if it carries on going against, then we can hit him with 1 more contract. If we only can trade it with 1 contract, not the end of the world. At least we'll still make money on it. But again, that's the only annoying thing with just having that max daily drawdown. If it was just an overall drawdown, it would make the kind of passing of this would be much easier. Wouldn't have taken a loss here. Obviously, that would have been a loss. Traded that wrong, so that would have been a loss. That would have been a loss. But we really would have just been up, at that extra kind of probably $800. We just made the challenge a lot nicer. And I thought we did take another trade on another Wednesday, but can't seem to see it. I thought this trade failed on one of the other weeks, but I'm not too sure. Let me go back a month. I thought it was made money. I don't know. I thought it must have been. I don't know when it was. I thought we lost money on one of the trades, but it might have just been one of these trades. One of them, again, it was more just to do with. It was taking. Just kind of against plan, but again, it's just things learning going forward. Either way, I like doing it through the funding challenge, because you're just learning a lot more, a lot quicker. Obviously, if you're trading it with paper money, you're just not really learning stuff. You're not taking it seriously. So even though, again, you don't have a massive monetary risk on the line, you do in the sense of if you pass it, you have $50,000 more to trade with. So again, that is kind of essentially, if you fail it, if you mess around, you don't take the trade seriously, you're essentially losing $50,000. That's kind of how you can look at it trading through this challenge. So either way, I'm liking it. Our win rate is good. Again, it's just these drawdowns are a bit bigger than our winners. So again, we need to hold these moves longer. Again, we're getting out of these trades sometimes within 20 seconds. Probably not the best idea. We need to hold, especially the directional ones, a bit longer. Like over here on CPI, we could have held this, basically twice as long, made twice the amount of money, and should have hit with 2 contracts. So it's just holding these longer going forward. And I think as we build a bit more of a buffer, that will be a lot easier to do, because I think when you don't have that buffer, it's a lot harder, especially on that Tuesday. We were obviously down from this trade. It actually made us down overall on the challenge. So again, that's why I think this trade I took on profits quite quick, because I didn't want to turn into us now having a buffer to losing it. So again, it's just all psychology as well at the end of the day. But going forward, trying to hit these now with kind of 2 contracts, getting a bit more comfortable with it. So hitting 2 contracts, especially on the bigger trades like the natural gas weekly fade, and again just getting better and kind of managing the crude oil trade a bit better going forward. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did want to, drop a like and subscribe, and check out this video here.